What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of We Know Football. My name is Billy.
No, I'm Tyler.
And I'm Troy.
Troy is our special guest for the week. We're gonna run through the week one headlines, some overreactions or truth, and some top waiver wire pickups for the week. So, what'd you guys think of week one?
Pretty wild. All the kickers need to be fired, I guess. And they started out with Blankenship today. He got shit canned.
Yeah, it was a pretty wild week one. Great week one. Good way to kick off the year.
I can't believe they cut Blankenship.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I think he's a pretty good kicker. He missed
Yeah.
last year, but
He is a good kicker. I wouldn't have cut him.
no.
But yeah, it
Yeah,
always
so-
sucks. Oh, go ahead, Troy.
Yeah, I didn't really get to catch much of the game, but I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't have cut him.
It always sucks when game ends in a tie.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand why they haven't changed that yet. Overtime rules are fucking terrible in the NFL. Like, what are we doing? No game should end in a tie.
I
No,
agree.
and they shouldn't. They should just not even put a time on overtime.
Yeah, I mean, they could just do like what they do in college, or they could just add another quarter, and I mean, just keep going. I don't get it. Why would you end in a tie?
Yeah, I agree with the no. Like, I don't know. There should be a time because with college you keep going. I remember I was watching. It was like Mississippi State and LSU like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and it went into overtime at like 21-21. The game ended like 72-72 because he just kept scoring each overtime possession.
Yeah,
But no, I don't agree with ties either. But their overtime should change 100%.
How'd you guys fare in fantasy this week?
2-2.
4-0. I have no
What
idea
the
Nice.
how.
fuck?
Yeah, I won in my main league with all my buddies. I lucked out. I'll admit it. Guy I was playing, he had Cam Akers, obviously 0 points. He had Elijah Mitchell. He finished like four something. And Sunday night, I was stressing because I had Tom Brady and he had Dak. So I ended up beating them by like 3 or 4 points, but I lucked out for sure.
Nice. Yeah,
So
I was 1-3.
Mm.
week one.
I feel like
So
I never do well in week one.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, it's probably a bad thing I went forward on week one. Not
I
gonna lie.
I feel like there was a lot of studs that didn't perform in week one too.
No, definitely. Somehow I won in the league I have Cam Akers in. Somehow I won. I don't understand. The league that I feel like I'm the best in is your league, and I lost by 7. So
Yeah, he had a blow up week.
yeah, he did.
Oh well, it's just week one. You can't overreact too much.
Yep.
All right, so Troy, I'll let you pick the first game we want to cover from this past weekend.
I mean, why are we starting with Thursday? You want to start with Sunday?
We can start with Thursday.
All right. Well, the Bills absolutely dominated the Rams. Josh Allen is looking like QB1 fantasy, 100%. Um, I mean, it's not really much else to say about it. I mean, like, it's week one. I'm not going to overreact to really anything. But, I mean, the Bills are kind of showing that they were Super Bowl favorites for a reason. And that offense is clicking.
Right, and I don't think there's any reason to overreact about how the Rams played.
Mm,
I think they'll be fine. They might not be the same team they were last year, but I I still foresee them being a winning team and a good team.
I think that they can make the playoffs. I don't know if they can compete for a Super Bowl. I didn't think that losing Von Miller was going to mean as much as it did, but that really affected them, man. Like Aaron Donald was not was not as dominant without Von Miller, and Matthew Stafford looked like shit. I mean, they're like they're not like playing up the elbow or whatever that much, but obviously it was affecting him. Like he did not play good, and Allen Robinson's on the field for like 100% of the snaps, and he throws it to him twice. Like, what are we
Yeah.
doing?
They also have a new offensive coordinator as well.
Yeah, but I don't know the Bills though, man. I mean, after watching every game, I think they're like by far and away better than any other team, just based off of week one.
Yeah, they did look really good.
Real good.
But I mean, what do they got? They got Tennessee this week. I looked at their schedule. There's a lot. There's a lot of games that I think are going to be a lot closer than people think, just because of how dominant the Bills looked in Week 1.
Yeah.
I mean, I do think they're going to be really good, but you can't base everything off Week 1. Like all those division games, like Miami and the Pats, not as much the Jets, but like the Miami and the Pats games are going to be close every time.
Yeah, I mean divisional games are
Yeah.
always close.
Aren't they? They're in Miami week 3, I think, aren't they?
I know they play
Those,
Miami. I'm not sure if they're in Miami.
I think they are. They're in Miami. Interesting game.
Yeah. So I mean, the Bills look good. The Rams did not, but
They'll turn it around. They got the Falcons this week. They'll fucking destroy them.
yeah, they'll be fine.
Yeah. Plus,
All
I also
right.
think in their division that, I mean, Seahawks, they won last night, but I think that was just like they're going out to prove something, but then that's not going to last the whole season, you know. And you know, Raiders play the Cardinals this week, so I might bite my tongue next Monday, but I don't really think the Cardinals are that much either. So they have two teams in the division where I don't think they're that good. Obviously,
I
that'll help their record out.
I think the Seahawks could be better than the Cardinals.
Exactly.
I don't know. I think that's a little overreacting right there.
Think
Yeah.
so?
I mean, the Seahawks look good. Geno Smith looked good, but I think, like he said, that was just like they wanted so badly to go out there and say "fuck you" to Russell Wilson, and
Yeah.
the Broncos just looked bad. There was really no reason. The Broncos fumbled the ball twice on the 1 yard line, and then the
Yeah.
clock management at the end of the game. Like I have no idea what they were doing.
Yeah, they should have went for it on fourth.
Yeah,
100%.
but they
My
should have won that game by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, my Broncos -6.5 bet that was frustrating. We fumbled twice on the goal line.
So I guess we'll just talk briefly about that game. I mean, I think the Seahawks have potential.
They're
Yeah,
going
I
to be
mean,
better than we thought they were going to be.
yeah. I mean, they have the wideouts that at least they can get open. Um, didn't see much of Tyler Lockett last night. Like it kind of was. I don't even think DK was the leading receiver though. I don't really have the stats in front of me for that game.
Honestly, it might have been Marquise Goodwin.
Yeah,
Threw it to
but
Disley a lot too.
Yeah, he did. It makes me feel better about having DK Metcalf on one of my teams, though, seeing how well Geno played.
mhm.
He looked really good. Rashad Penny looked really good too. He didn't put up like big fantasy numbers or anything, but I mean he
Yeah,
looked good.
Ken Walker's back this week.
It'd be interesting to see what he does.
yeah. No, I agree with the DK. I have him in one of my leagues, and I don't know if you guys stayed up and watched SVP Scott Van Pelt after the game, but Ryan Clark was going over things in the game. He he like paused the video, and it was a video of someone running out of bounds, and Drew Lock was standing on the sidelines, and he was just like if the Seahawks have any want to succeed in any way, Drew Lock has to be doing exactly what he's doing right now, standing on the sideline.
That's a good point. I mean,
Yeah.
I thought Geno was the better quarterback from the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the best QB room in the league, but If Gino can keep doing what he did last night, then there's no reason to change at all.
Yeah. So, I mean, Seahawks have potential. Broncos, again, another team, they'll be fine.
Well, I mean, yeah, Russell Wilson didn't play preseason. A new coach. They're gonna figure shit out. I still think they're the best team in that division.
Whoa. Do
You
you?
think so?
I think so.
Not the Chargers.
I mean, the Chargers are good too, but I think it's between those two.
Interesting.
Troy's a Raiders fan.
Sorry, it's not the Raiders, man.
No, I agree. It's not the Raiders, but I think the Broncos are the worst team in the AFC West.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
We'll see. I got the Broncos winning the division, so.
Yes, that's pretty crazy. How you have them first, I have them last.
But leading
But they,
receivers for the Seahawks were Will Dissly and Kobe Parkinson. They both had 43 yards.
that's amazing.
And the Seahawks have a guy on their team named Michael Jackson and Kobe Bryant.
And Kobe
Crazy.
Bryant.
That's probably the biggest takeaway from the game.
Yeah, really.
And they both play defense. Aren't they both in the secondary too?
Yeah, they're both on defense.
Yeah.
All right, Eagles, Lions.
Great game.
That was a great game.
DeAndre Swift looked amazing.
Mm-hmm. Amon St. Brown.
He looked
DJ
good
Chark
too.
looked good.
Yep.
AJ Brown.
AJ Brown tore it up.
Goddard did nothing.
Yeah, he did.
Devontae Smith, 0 catches.
Yep. Every running back on the fucking Eagles scored a touchdown. Even the practice squad player. Felt like.
Yeah. And I have Hurts in 2 of my leagues, and I mean, I was ecstatic knowing that he was actually throwing the ball. Targeted AJ Brown 13, 14 times. Like I loved that. That was kind of like a big question of mine when I drafted him. Was like, is he? I mean, we all know he's going to run the ball, but is he actually going to throw the ball well? And right off the bat, he's got 155 yards to AJ Brown. You know,
Yeah. Tyler, you have Hurts in 1 league, right?
Yeah, I think it's only one league. Wanted him in more leagues, but yeah, I'm really happy with how he played. I'm just really surprised. I'm like, I say I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised that the Lions played tough. But with all the shit that was going on Red Zone, when they panned back to Eagles Lions and the game wasn't over yet, and they're like, "Oh, the Lions have a chance to win here." Like I thought that fucking game already ended.
mm-hmm.
It was kind of surprising. But
Yeah,
the
Philly was up
Lions,
big.
yeah, exactly. The Lions are going to be good, man. Second best team in the division. Telling you. Fuck the Packers.
I think Billy would agree with that.
I do. I do agree with that.
I think the Packers are going to lose to the Bears this week, if I'm being honest.
I hope they do.
I mean, I know it was a monsoon, but the Bears actually didn't look bad for it being a monsoon.
Yeah. Actually, we'll hit that game next. But yeah, Eagles look good. Lions look good as well. And pretty much all the fantasy relevant players that played in that game looked good, other than Devontae Smith.
Yeah.
All right, 49ers Bears. I'll go first for this one.
Okay.
Pretty shitty fantasy game.
Really bad.
Deebo Samuel had like 12 points. He scored a touchdown. David Montgomery had like 26 yards rushing.
Got a touchdown stolen from him.
I mean, the game was a shit show with all the rain, but I don't think the 49ers are as bad as they looked.
I agree.
I don't know how good they'll be. I think they'll be fine. And I still think the Bears are just an average team.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like the only way the Niners do lose that game is literally any just terrible weather condition. Honestly, that's the only way.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
I mean, first half, Justin Fields was like running for his life, but second half he didn't. I mean, it looked pretty good. I mean, look, obviously it was raining, but I was kind of surprised. Trey Lance looked like shit.
Yeah, I'm not giving up on him yet, but
No, no, definitely not.
and Darnell Mooney caught one fucking ball.
Told you, man.
He's gonna be fine.
No, he's gonna be like Allen Robinson this year.
No way.
Yeah,
Well, you also got to look at like Justin Fields completed 8 passes. Like you look at the weather. I can't make a decision on if a like I'm not going to judge anyone or grade any wide receiver on that game.
True.
Although Debo was in the backfield, I mean, it did help that Elijah Mitchell went down, but he was in the backfield again.
Yeah, and that makes I'm super happy about that because I have him in 2 leagues.
Yeah, and I mean, we'll get into it more obviously with the waiver wire, I would assume, but it's I feel he might be back there next week, but that's a
Yeah.
waiver wire. That's a waiver wire conversation, probably.
All right, Steelers Bengals.
Hmm.
That was my buddy that I went to the. Me and my buddies have 4 TVs in the living room, and we have each game. Well, and we have 3 games and the red zone on 1 TV. And my buddy that lives there, big Steelers fan, so it's on the biggest TV. He's got the volume on, of course, and I think he died and came back to life about 3 different times in that game.
I was happy to see the Steelers beat them.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I guess I was too because I mean, Bengals are kind of hyped up this year. Obviously, they made it to the Super Bowl, so that's kind of you know leaning into why they're getting so much hype this year. But Steelers defense, it's still the freaking Steelers defense from last year.
Yeah, and that sucks about TJ Watt too.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
there's
there's oh god.
wasn't there a report? I mean, I wasn't really on my phone towards the end of the day here, but I think I saw TJ Watson. He's only going to be out for like 6 weeks, about 6 8 weeks.
Yeah, he didn't tear anything.
Yeah. Um I think that if they by the time he's ready to come back, if they have a chance at playoffs, he'll probably play it out. But if somehow their season's kissed by the time he gets there, he'll probably not come back.
Yeah,
I don't know. That game was crazy. It felt like neither team like really deserved to win because I I mean Joe Burrow throwing 4 picks and then and fumbling it too. Like
yeah,
what the fuck, you know? And then the Steelers had every opportunity to win that game. I mean, you turn the ball over 5 times. You get the ball 5 times and the game still goes to overtime and you have to win on a game-winning field goal because the other guy missed fucking 3 kicks to win. Like their offense is bad, really bad. Bengals had no like they should not have still been in that game when you turn the ball over 5 times.
No, and I mean, yeah, it was just a really sloppy game. I don't know. I I mean, T Higgins got hurt. That's one thing to take away from it. He has concussion. Najee Harris hurt his foot, but he's gonna play next week. Jamar Chase looked like Jamar Chase, even with Burrow playing like shit. But the Steelers defense did look good.
Really good. 22 points.
All right, Tyler. Pat's Dolphins.
Yeah, Pats Dolphins. I don't know. Sound the alarms, man. It's fucking bad. It's bad. I read that Mac Jones, he had less than 3 seconds to throw on like 97% of the dropbacks. I mean, it's just terrible. There's no protection at all. On the first drive, we were going down the field like pretty good. I'm like, oh, this isn't going bad. And then he throws back corner to Devontae Parker, and Parker like doesn't even try to get it. Like he doesn't even really go up for it. And whoa, what'd you know? It got intercepted, and that was the end of the game. On the first drive, the game was over. All momentum was lost. We didn't do a single thing after that. We're still doing the dumbass shit that we did when McDaniels was the offensive coordinator. Every time we went for it on fourth down, we're throwing deep. 4th and 3, and we're throwing a 40-yard pass. We haven't been able to complete a fucking pass all day. Like, what are we doing? And then we're still doing this running back by committee bullshit. Damian Harris and Ramondre Stevenson are both good. Like, put them on the field. And Ty Montgomery is really good in passing situations. But what the fuck are we running Ty Montgomery on a 3rd and 3 for? The dude can't run. I don't know. It's bad. And the kicker is like the Dolphins offense didn't do anything. They scored 1 touchdown on 4th and 7. Other than that, they were not that good. We just gave the game away with the sack fumble for a touchdown and the interception that wasn't really Mac Jones' fault. Like, I don't know. We got the Steelers this week, and we should beat the Steelers. I would hope. But no, it looked bad.
So with the way you guys played, the score should have looked a lot different. Like the Dolphins should have been like 34-7.
If the Dolphins were able to move the ball how they should be able to with the weapons that they have. I mean, Tua had a good game. He didn't turn the ball over. That's basically all you can ask from him. And Tyreek Hill, I think he had 100 yards. But like the crazy thing, he had 100 yards, but I still feel like we like locked him down pretty good. The defense only gave up 1 touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like the offensive line's going to be a problem.
Can't move the ball at all.
It's a good thing Mac Jones didn't, like, his injury wasn't as bad as it could have been.
Just back spasms.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Anything you wanted to add about the Patriots game, Troy?
That the Patriots suck. Are you a Patriots fan?
I am a Patriots fan.
Yeah, I got that as soon as I put my headphones back on. Kept saying we.
Yep.
No, I mean, realistically, I do believe that they'll kind of figure it out. I don't know. I didn't do much like I didn't really dig much into the Patriots this offseason, but it just doesn't really make a lot of sense to me that they have a defensive coordinator calling plays. But
Yep.
but for the actual defensive side of the ball, Bill Belichick is still their head coach. So
I mean, I don't know. It's just the first game, and usually the Patriots struggle. When we struggle, it's in September. I
yeah,
think we'll
and
turn it around, but I don't know if we're a playoff team. I
yeah,
mean,
and I
with the other teams in the AFC, just can't compete. You can't compete with the AFC West.
I agree.
Your best shot is getting second in the division, probably.
Pretty much.
Which
But
I think
we can't beat the Dolphins. Tua's 4-0 against us now.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
yeah.
That is pretty wild.
I
Never
don't
would have
know.
thought that.
Is what it is.
Hopefully it was just a week one slow
If we
start.
lose to the Steelers, I'm gonna be like pretty scared because like with how our defense played against Miami, we should turn over the Steelers fucking 6 times because that offense sucks.
I guess we'll have to see.
We'll see.
All right, Browns Panthers. What are we thinking about this game, Trey? Oh, Troy has stepped out for a second.
Oh,
I that dude, I was watching that game like the first quarter, the first half. That game sucked.
it was bad. I think Baker was trying really hard.
Like that dude, like that game sucked.
Yeah, no, it was pretty bad. I really thought that the Panthers were going to win. The Browns, you see the stat, the Browns haven't won an opening game in like 15 years or some
Yeah,
shit.
I did see that.
That's crazy. But I don't know. I really thought Baker come out and have like a really good game, 300 yards, couple touchdowns. McCaffrey'd look really good. McCaffrey didn't even look like that hot.
This is also probably the best passing quarterback he's had, maybe other than prime Cam Newton. So maybe they were trying to throw a little more. I mean, I think McCaffrey's going to be fine as long as he stays healthy.
Oh,
I think he will get back to putting up those numbers. I wanted the Panthers to win
yeah,
because
me too.
I think Baker can be good, and I wanted him to beat the Browns, but the game sucked.
Oh, it was terrible. Fucking sloppy ball. I also think part of the McCaffrey thing is maybe they're not trying to lean on him so much,
Trying to ease him in
you
game
know.
one.
But the Panthers have a real coaching problem. That guy should probably be gone by the end of the season. He hasn't done anything.
They should have kept Ron Rivera.
Yeah, they should have. But the Browns, they can't pass the ball. But goddamn, Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. Fuck.
Yeah, Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, asshole took all the touchdowns.
It's the best 1-2 punch in the NFL, in my opinion.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, easily.
But yeah, I mean, shit game. Nick Chubb had a great game. He didn't score, but what do you have, like a buck 47 or something?
Something like that.
Yeah,
I don't know. Not much else to say. Kind of two boring teams anyway.
yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
I agree.
Colts Texans. Troy, you could start with this one.
I mean, Jonathan Taylor was doing what you kind of expect. The number one overall draft pick. What do you have? Like, I think he had over 30 rushes, and he caught the ball. But I mean, it was a slow first half. They obviously came back and didn't win the game, but they, they got a tie out of it. A stupid overtime game. But I mean, if really, I don't know who else you'd have other than Jonathan Taylor, Michael Pittman. I mean, if you're in a deep two quarterback league, you have Remain, but um, I would you can't be you can't be upset with the performance from Jonathan Taylor and Michael Pittman this week. That's for sure.
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor 8. Michael Pittman had a great game, which I knew he was going to be a monster this year. We were really big on him. Um, I mean, Brandon Cooks had like a subpar game. I don't think he scored. I'm not sure though.
No, OJ Howard scored both touchdowns.
Yeah, what the fuck, dude gets cut by the Bills, goes to the Texans, has two
Yeah,
touchdown game week one.
on 2 targets.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, what the fuck?
Little disappointing. Damian Pierce didn't have a better game.
Yeah,
Only got like 9 carries. Saw the field like 30% of the plays or something. I don't know. Kind of close to sounding the alarm on that deal.
It's week one though. Week two is when
Yeah.
it's time to panic.
yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
But
But
yeah, not much else from this game. I mean, the Colts probably should have won. They're the way better team.
basically, the Colts just look like the same team as last year.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought they really should have. I'm big on Davis Mills. I think he's not bad. I think the Texans are, I mean, they're a solid team, but I mean, the Colts should have killed them.
Yeah, that game. The Colts should have that game 11 out of 10 days.
Texans winning the division.
Well, yeah, this is the division that no one actually won a game. So
I don't think anybody wants to win the division. I guess that can bring us into the Titans Giants game. The Titans didn't look that good either.
no.
I called it.
Yeah, you did say the Giants were going to win. I thought you were crazy. Man, Saquon looked really good.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Feeling like a clown not having him in any leagues.
Yeah. I was like
He'll get
one
hurt.
pick away from taking him in one league, and I was going to take him.
He'll get hurt. Give it like 4 weeks.
Yeah, we'll see what he's like in a month.
I mean, good for him, man.
Seriously.
How about the balls on Brian Dable to go for 2 at the end of the game there?
Yeah.
He's a good coach.
Yeah.
But
Derrick Henry, 86 yards, no touchdowns. I mean, it's only the first game. 2 touchdowns by the backup running back.
Yeah.
It's not going to be like that every week.
Yeah, you can't. You gotta imagine that he's gonna get those touches. He's gonna have those touchdowns.
Yeah.
Robert Woods only had like 2 targets. Kyle Phillips had like 9 or 10 targets. Traylon Burks didn't do anything.
No, the Titans suck.
Yeah, they have nobody to throw to. That's why Hilliard had 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
He was throwing to him.
Yeah. Pretty not much to take away from the game other than Saquon having a great game.
Well, Kadarius Toney, I'm immediately sounding the alarm on Kadarius Toney. He saw like no playing time. They do not like him at all. I'm dropping him in every league.
All
If
right.
I had him, I might probably do the same this week.
He's not going to recover from that. He saw like 13% of the plays, got no targets.
So are you saying that he's this year's Brandon Ayuk?
He could be. Yeah, I mean, it'd be one thing if he saw like 50% of the plays and didn't put up any stats, but he literally saw like no playing time, you know? So obviously the coaching staff just doesn't think he's any good. So every waiver I put in this week has him getting dropped. Every one of them. And next week he'll have fucking 40 points.
Yep. Next week he's going 6 for $140 and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
All right, Saints Falcons.
Another sloppy game.
Cordell Patterson looked good.
Only because Damian Williams got hurt though.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be an all year thing.
But I mean, I was saying to myself all last year that exact same thing though.
That is true.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I remember having the chance to pick him up in waivers because it was like the second week of him doing real good, and I was just like,
Nah.
I'm gonna get him, and then he's gonna go like 4 straight weeks of scoring like 7 fantasy points.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Michael Thomas
So-
looked good.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He'll pull his hamstring next week, and that'll be the end of that. He'll be out for the next 2 years.
Yep.
So enjoy your one game.
Yeah.
Jarvis Landry looked good.
Yeah, I don't know where the hell Juice came up with that, but 7 receptions, 114 yards? It's like 2015 Travis Landry.
And he had a monster catch in that game, too.
Yeah.
They barely won. Kamara did nothing. Taysom Hill's the lead back.
Didn't Drake London have a good game?
I think he did all right.
Tyler's going to pull up the stats on that.
Yep. He went 5 catches for 74. Leading receiver.
Leading receiver.
Kyle
That's
Pitts
not
did
bad.
nothing. Kyle Pitts went 2 for 19.
Yeah, that's... Can't expect that every week from him, I don't think.
No.
Maybe it's just a division opponent. They saw him twice last year, but
But Mariota ran for 72. Big running game.
The
Patterson,
Falcons could have
23
won
carries
that
for
game.
120. Yeah, they probably should have won that game. Another one of those Falcons games, you know?
Yeah.
yeah, seriously.
Yeah. I don't really have much else to add about this game.
Yeah, just sloppy.
Yeah. Yep.
Ravens, Jets. Tyler, go ahead.
Lamar Jackson looked pretty good. He didn't run it as much as I would think. He was kind of slinging it. A couple had that like 55-yarder to Bateman, and then Duvernay looked pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, I know he's probably on a lot of people's waiver wires, but he's not on mine. I've got
Yeah, he only saw like 50% of the snaps. He had a big game because he had 2 touchdowns.
yes, 2 deep
Yeah.
touchdowns too.
Yeah,
Or one of
Bateman.
them was.
I think Bateman had the most targets. Um, Mark Andrews didn't really have a very big game.
No.
They don't have a running back. Like they desperately need to get J.K. Dobbins back. And
Yeah.
The Jets looked like the Jets. I mean, they look terrible. Joe Flacco threw it 59 times.
Yeah, that's insane. They cannot do that with him.
No. Surprised he didn't hurt himself. He's gonna be in a walker this week. Dude's fucking
I,
old, man.
I do say that Mark Andrews didn't have a good game. At 52 yards, 5 receptions, but he was the most targeted receiver. You can call him a receiver, most targeted receiver uh on Sunday for the Ravens. So there's that.
Yeah, no, he'll be all right.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
But Michael Carter, he's definitely the lead back for the Jets. I mean, Brees Hall, I think he put up 10 points. He went 6 carries for 23 yards. Most of his work came from 6 catches for 38. Just all the dump offs. But Michael Carter was definitely the guy.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we all expected the Ravens to win this game anyways.
No, yeah.
Yep.
Jags, Commanders.
That was the game of the week. I'm just kidding.
I mean, not a bad game. Every receiver on the Commanders looked really good.
Yeah.
Wentz played okay. Antonio Gibson had a good game. After all the shit that we talked about him, or I talked about him, he goes out and puts up 20 points.
He wasn't in my top 25 either.
No. But
Yeah,
wait
it
till
was.
Brian Robinson gets back.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting to see too. But offensively, I'm like, I don't remember the last time. It's probably like the RG3 days where Washington had this good of an offensive game. Seriously.
Yeah, I think
But
Wentz could have an okay year this year.
yeah,
I mean,
and
it is the Jags, but
yeah, but a little sneak preview to like the waiver wire. Their opponent next week is the Lions. So
true. Um, Travis Etienne did not perform how people were hoping he would.
Well, he was a couple plays away from having a way better game, though. I mean, he had a wide open catch that he dropped that would have been a touchdown. He still caught 2 passes for 18 and had 4 runs for 47. But James Robinson getting more carries is coming off the Achilles. That's kind of concerning.
yeah,
Yeah, Christian Kirk looked good.
He did. Paid him all that money. He better look good.
Did
a
you
lot of money.
did you guys see Etienne get fucking leveled?
Yeah.
He got rocked. But I mean,
Welcome to the
yeah.
NFL.
Oh, sorry, Troy.
No, I was just saying, welcome to the NFL. It's really the
Yeah.
first game.
Yeah.
But good for both those teams showing a little life.
Yeah, I think the Jaguars are gonna be. I mean, not really good, but they're gonna be like a tough game. I
Yeah,
mean,
they'll
Yeah,
compete.
Doug Peterson's a good coach.
I could see them winning a few tough games.
yeah. They're gonna give their opponents everything they got every week. I I mean, what's their max win? Probably fucking like 6, 7. I mean, that would be amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean
But
that'd be a good year.
yeah, I don't have their schedule in front of me, but like after seeing them this past week, like I don't truly see them getting blown out like they've always have been.
No, they're definitely going to compete every week.
Yeah,
Gibson had 7 catches for 72 yards.
That's not going to happen every week.
No, absolutely not.
All right, Vikings Packers.
Hmm. Rip it.
yeah.
We
Bill, you
look
take this one.
we looked fucking great.
Hmm.
Justin Jefferson is the best receiver in the NFL. And our offense just looks so good. The play calling, the way that they use Cook and Madison, where they're not overusing Cook, and just the line. Honestly, the line looked good. Gave Kirk time to throw. Defense looked really good.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to beat it to death. I just think that we look really good. I think that anybody on that has Jefferson on their fantasy team is probably stoked about that.
Dude, he was wide open on so many plays.
And how do you let out of everybody on the field? Why is he wide open?
That's what I could not understand. The Packers look so bad.
Yeah. There was
You
that
guys
one
were
deep
rocking.
ball. There was that one deep ball. I'm pretty sure it was the Christian Watson where
Yeah.
it just fell right through his hands.
It was their first play on offense.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, it was their very first
Jeez.
play.
And that'll
Damn.
be his one and only target of his entire career.
And shit like that can change the course of the game too.
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers
100%.
was flustered. He was
Yeah.
bitching on the sideline. He got rocked by Darius Smith on that one play.
Yeah. I have no idea why he even attempted to try to give him a little
We
give him
were
a
we
little
were beating
something.
the shit out of them.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, the score probably should have been bigger than it was.
Oh, it definitely could have been. And you know what? Fuck all the preseason rankings that had the
Yeah.
Vikings at like 18 and 19, and they're just not going to be good enough. Aaron Rodgers is still Aaron Rodgers. Now we're at like 8 in NFL power rankings.
Yeah,
So
fuck
yeah,
all you.
fuck everybody that said Green Bay was going to win the division again.
I mean, honestly, the Vikings. Well, let me think about this before I say it. Best team in the NFC.
Ooh.
I appreciate
I
that.
I think so. I mean, who else are you gonna put up there? Bucks.
In the NFL power rankings, they have the Eagles above us.
Well, we're gonna see this
Mm.
week. I don't think so.
No, me either. I think we could beat anybody.
Where is that game? Is that in Philly or Minnesota?
It's in Philly.
It is in Philly.
Let's go.
I got to work at 6:30 the next morning.
Oh shit. Whatever. That's fine. Call in.
Sorry. It's only 5 hours to Philly. Means we can
Don't
leave
matter.
at 1 a.m.
Yeah,
Why?
Tyler's also in Florida.
Yeah, that's
No.
right.
We'll meet at the airport, dude. It's no big deal.
All right, sounds good.
All right. Don't wear your Viking stuff though. You'll get fucking thrown up on or something probably.
But I mean, yeah, we look good. Um, I think fantasy owners should expect Cook to have better games in the future, and obviously not every game's going to be like the one Jefferson just had, but it should be good performance pretty much every week.
Mhm.
And also, people who have Aaron Jones, I wouldn't freak out either.
No. AJ Dillon looked really good though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they gave him a lot of work.
That was the bright spot of that team. Other than that, they sucked. Fuck the Packers.
Did you see the receiving core? Like their stats after the game? It was fucking awful.
Devontae Adams had more yards for the Raiders than the entire wide receiver core for the Packers. You know
Yes,
Aaron
sir.
Rodgers went home and fucking cried, man. Bawled his eyes out.
He wanted that big payday. Look what happens.
And he probably went home and took psychedelics. I
Yeah.
don't know if you guys saw it. I watched the Fox pregame. This dude had an interview with Aaron Andrews, and he went on and on. He said, the reason that I won back-to-back MVPs is because I took my psychedelic drugs. It changed my life and blah blah blah. And Aaron Andrews, oh my God, Aaron, oh that's awesome. Oh, Aaron, oh I'm gushing. Oh, Aaron, fuck Aaron Rodgers, man. Fuck that shit.
He's damn sure not winning no MVP this year.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Did you see Michael Irvin picked Kirk Cousins to win MVP?
I did.
Really?
That was hilarious.
I
Like,
did not see that.
I mean, I could see it. I'm not gonna like just based off one game, but I'm just saying I could see it.
What's a bet pay for me guessing the Super Bowl matchup, Bills Vikings? Anyway, carry on.
All right. Raiders Chargers. Go ahead, Troy.
non-fantasy, I'm not worried about the Raiders whatsoever. Derek Carr threw 3 interceptions, and they still lost to the Chargers by only 5. So, I mean, we play this game every year with Derek Carr. You know, he'll have his little streak of bad, and then he'll have his little streak of good. And I think it was like last year. It was like week 10, and he's the number one passing leader in the NFL. But defense played okay. I mean, you gotta think to yourself, like, this is what I was thinking to myself too. If someone didn't pick the Bills to win the AFC, chances are they're picking the Chargers. And Derek Carr throws you 3 interceptions, and you still lose to him by 5. I mean, I said at the beginning of the podcast, like, it's week 1. I'm not going to overreact to really anything, so I'm not going to overreact to my own team. I think they'll be fine. They have the Cardinals this week, and if the Cardinals play like they did against Kansas City, I that should be a W for Las Vegas.
Yeah, I mean Devontae Adams looked really good. I don't know what the Josh Jacobs stats were, but I think you guys will be fine.
Yeah, he actually click one button. I have it right here, but he had 57 yards. I mean, it's nothing spectacular, but I mean, I think we all know that offensive line is subpar. But yeah, the only two the only two Raiders that had rushes out of the backfield were Josh Jacobs, Brandon Bolden. Bolden had 3, but Bolden also caught a touchdown. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he caught a touchdown too. But I don't know. Josh Jacobs, I remember the Hall of Fame game where they were like, yeah, they're putting Josh Jacobs out there to try to trade him. I really have no idea why they put him out there because I feel like they would have already traded him. But he's by far the best running back in that backfield. So if they want to compete and run a good offense, he's going to be out there, even if they have a terrible offensive line.
I think he's got to have a good year this year, or else he's gone.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, in my opinion, he's kind of already got one foot out the door, seeing they didn't, extend him. But
Right, and yeah, I mean, yeah, you're playing. Also, you're playing the Chargers. You only lose by 5. Chargers
yep.
look, I mean, decent. I don't think they look as good as everybody really said they looked.
Mm-hmm.
Mike
I do
Williams
have
did
one.
nothing.
I do have one crazy stat that I was looking through the box score. No Chargers wide receiver got targeted more than 4 times, and Herbert targeted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 different players on offense. They were just spreading the ball around so much.
I mean, that sucks for fantasy owners, but that's good that you have that many players that you can throw the ball to.
Exactly. That's terrible for fantasy, but in real life football, if you can spread around the ball that much, I don't know how you can. Like he threw to literally everyone that stepped down the field except for an offensive lineman.
Yeah, I mean that. Yeah, they. Oh, go ahead, Tyler.
No, I mean he was feeding it to Keenan Allen a lot early until he got hurt. So I think that kind of played into it a little bit. I'm surprised that once Keenan Allen went out, Mike Williams got like he didn't do anything. I think he had 2 points. And I mean, as far as the Raiders go, I mean that's a really talented team. I think they'll be all right. It's just that I mean that division is so tough. Put that team in the AFC South, and we're talking about something different. But it's
Right.
just it's just tough in that division. And the Brandon Bolden thing, I've got my fair share of Brandon Bolden and Josh McDaniels. I'm sorry, Josh Jacobs is not going to see the fucking field in any play that is like that means anything. Like when you get to the end of the game and you need a play at running back, Josh McDaniels is not putting in Josh Jacobs. That dude is addicted to Brandon Bolden.
Well, I mean, yeah, you got a touchdown, so you're right on that.
I got a weird relationship with Brandon Bolden and Josh McDaniels.
Yeah, I mean it's week one. I can see you guys beating the Chargers next time you play them.
Yeah, and the next time we play him, it's going to be in Vegas. But I mean, I don't know if you guys know, but like Los Angeles is like the capital of Raider Nation. It's not even Oakland.
Yeah, there's a lot of Raiders fans there.
Oh, yeah, there always is.
But another thing on Josh Jacobs, I feel like, I mean, they kind of had to go away from him anyway because they're playing behind. They're throwing the ball a lot. I mean, that's why Derek Carr threw 3 interceptions.
Yeah,
But I think they'll be all right.
yeah,
They'll be,
yeah. He just like if there's anyone. I mean, he's been our quarterback for 9 seasons now, and I don't think many people know that he's the longest tenured quarterback in the AFC, and that's just wild to me. After all the trade speculations he's had, he's been with the Raiders longer than anyone else in the AFC. That's a true fact. I don't know who's next, but he's been with the Raiders since 2014. That's when he got drafted. But
Yeah, I'm trying to think of anybody else, and I just
yeah,
can't.
no,
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 he's
yeah,
a
no,
out,
that's
out of the
right.
past 20 years where it's been dominated by Big Ben, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady. All of a sudden, Derek Carr is the longest tenured AFC quarterback. Makes zero sense. I know, but he's he's a good leader. He'll he will obviously take command and take control and take the blame for the loss because honestly, he is the reason that the Raiders lost. But it's only going to go up. That's what I think about it.
Yeah, yeah, you guys will be fine. Chiefs and Cardinals. Cardinals
Uh,
suck.
yeah, Cardinals
Chiefs
disappointed. I
Chiefs are
thought the
still really
Cardinals were
good.
going to do more.
Chiefs look good. Do we know who the
Uh,
wide receiver one is there, other than Travis Kelsey?
it is Travis Kelsey.
Yeah, I mean, not really. It's fucked up. That was a fucked up game because I mean there was like so much garbage time. I mean Pacheco got like 10 carries, so you look at it and you go, oh wow, it's like a split deal, but he got all his carries at the end.
Pacheco
Clyde
was the Chiefs'
Edwards-Helaire looked good.
leading rusher.
Yeah, he was,
That's
but I
awesome.
mean he was spreading the ball around a lot, and honestly, I think I've kind of like I know preseason I was kind of thinking I was saying that I was a little bit worried about the Chiefs without Tyreek Hill. But after seeing him play, seeing Mahomes spreading it around so much, I think that's a lot better for him. I mean, he doesn't have Tyreek Hill, obviously, but him not having that guy that he just zeroes in on before like half the plays is good for him. Like I think that's going to help him progress as a quarterback. I think that kind of showed.
I didn't think they were going to be that different without Tyreek.
I was more so intrigued on what they would do with their offense without Tyreek, because he's just one of those freak of nature guys where you just put the ball in his hands and he just makes something happen. Where Juju isn't that guy, in my opinion. You know, you have Marquez Valdez-Scantling. You didn't really see much of him in Green Bay, and Sky Moore is a rookie. So I was really interested to see what they would do with their offensive, how they would change things up. And I mean, that's like I said before. I don't think the Cardinals are that much, but I mean, if they still put it was just a classic Chiefs game, like they just freaking blew them out.
We're gonna get a better idea of it Thursday night when they play the Chargers. You know,
That's going
really
to be a
100%.
hell
see
of a game.
what it's about.
Yeah,
Yeah, should
I'm
be.
excited for that game.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, just a good game for the Chiefs. Cardinals, they're not going to play that bad every week, but they might struggle.
Yeah, Marquise Brown didn't look that great till the end. Same thing with Zach Ertz. Didn't do anything till the end. But I think they're still a playoff team.
Yeah. All right, last one. Bucks Cowboys. I mean, that game kind of sucked too. I'm gonna just run through this quick.
Really boring game. Dak Prescott out for, 6, 8 weeks. Cowboys
Yeah.
season is over. Cooper Rush sucks.
They're saying Dak could be back within 4 weeks.
Really?
Yeah,
That's what Jerry Jones said.
yeah. I saw that and I was like, he's saying that. Well, I'm like, I'm not saying he's lying, but I definitely think the process of Dak coming back is really sped up because Cooper Rush is going to be their quarterback.
Yeah, and I mean the Bucks didn't even look that great. I mean, they look good. Leonard Fournette looked really good. Um, Chris Godwin got hurt, but I mean they got Mike Evans. Julio looked pretty good.
He did.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
mean, they're leaning on the run more. You could tell. I mean, Leonard Fournette had a huge game. I don't know if that's
Yeah,
gonna like stay the whole season or not, but
I don't know. They do have that kind of revamped offensive line. What was it? The
yeah,
two guards in the center are both brand new, but Donovan Smith got hurt. I didn't really see anything about him today, but they could have four new linemen really for. I think they play the Saints week 2.
yep.
We'll see though.
I think with how the Cowboys played, I mean, it doesn't matter if Dak comes back or not. Mike McCarthy's done at the end of the year. They
He,
they, they did not look good.
he might not make it to the end of the year.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, honestly, if I had to put money on it right now, I'd say he's gone by like November if it keeps up like this. But then again, actually, I take that back because they don't have Dak. They can kind of use that as a kind of a bargain chip. But
I don't know. I don't think he's going to be the coach next year. I
I
know,
don't.
Bill. I
Yeah,
already told you. I think Sean Payton's going to be the coach there next year. But Ezekiel Elliott, he's a Power Ranger now with his new helmet. They were like using him a bit like early, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like Mike McCarthy remembers now that Zeke is on the team. Well, once it got down and the game got going, he forgot that he existed again, and Tony Pollard was out there. So I don't know. And CeeDee Lamb did nothing.
Yeah, it was. I think the Cowboys' targets are going to be fine even without Dak because they're still going to get targets and
Yeah,
yeah. I have Schultz in my main league, and honestly, when Dak went down, I was just like, you know, fuck, there goes. I'm not gonna have Cooper Rush as my throwing of the ball, but it could be a security blanket for him. You know, he's a above average tight end in my opinion.
He's
But
going to
Yeah.
be looking for those guys.
exactly.
I mean,
Also,
Schultz.
all he's got to do is just get open.
Yeah, I mean Schultz had like 13. He had a pretty good game,
Yeah, it wasn't a
Yeah.
bad fantasy performance.
but just a bad offensive game for the Cowboys, and it's not gonna get any better.
Nope.
All right. Before we get into some waiver wires, I just have a few things that I wrote down. Overreaction, spot on, or in between. So you guys tell me what you think. Derrick Henry's no longer an elite fantasy starter.
No, that's a huge overreaction.
I agree. Overreaction.
Yeah, I would say overreaction as well. I think if we get to about like week 3 or 4 and he still doesn't have like a performance over 25, maybe we start to go that route. But uh, the Packers will struggle all year.
Yeah, I think that's dead nuts.
Troy, you said spot on as well.
That's. I mean, we didn't see Alan Lazard. I'm not saying Alan Lazard he's gonna fix everything, but I would like to see Aaron Rodgers have someone capable of playing wide receiver in the NFL. But maybe that's a next week question for me. I'll give you my answer next week.
I'm gonna go spot on, or not. I'm not gonna go spot on. I'm gonna go in between because I think that they damn well could struggle all year, but I think they will. I think there's also a chance that they will play decent. I don't think they're gonna be a force by any means, but they do still have Aaron Rodgers, and I think the receivers will get better. But I wouldn't say spot on just yet.
They have a good defense still, you know. I
Yeah,
mean,
well, that didn't look like it on Sunday.
didn't look like it on Sunday, but yet again, it is week 1.
True.
I mean, what's the definition of struggle for them though? Because if you are taking the expectations of the league, I think they're gonna like struggle to meet those expectations. But like, I mean, me personally, I didn't think they're gonna be that good anyway.
Right,
So
and neither did I. I
you
I
know,
think okay, I think they can look better than they did on Sunday.
yeah, I mean, they'll look better than that. They'll still win games. I don't see them winning 11 games though.
I'd say they'd be around the 10-11 spot. 10 9 9 10 11.
I'd say like 8, 9, 10.
Right, and believe me, I
I
I want them to lose as many games as possible. I'm just trying to be as realistic as possible.
Yeah.
I'm if we're talking about win totals, I am a little more towards Billy. It's like I said, they have a good defense. I still would like to see Alan Lazard just to see what he would do. And
That's fair.
yeah, I and obviously they still have Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon. You know, that's a top 3 backfield in the whole league. Maybe even top 2 with Kareem and Nick Chubb in Cleveland. But
All right, I'm going to read their schedule to you guys, and honestly, like Tyler, this is the first time I'm looking at their schedule. They have some pretty easy games.
Oh, really?
So they got the Bears, the Bucks, the Pats, the Giants, the Jets, the Commanders, the Bills, the Lions, the Cowboys, the Titans, the Eagles, the Bears, the Rams, the Dolphins. They play the Vikings again, and they play the Lions.
Yeah, they
from
kind of
what
got
you
a
just said,
cupcake.
yeah, I counted 6, 7 more losses, so that would bring them to 8 on the year. So that's that 10 and or 9 and 8 actually.
Were you counting the Lions as losses or wins?
Wins.
They could lose to the Lions.
Could lose to the Lions. I think it would have to be in Detroit.
I'll say this: if they don't look really good against the Bears, then this team's going to struggle all year.
So kind of like the spot on in between, like in between spot on and in between.
Yeah.
All right. The Bengals will have a down year.
No,
That's an
yeah,
overreaction.
that's an overreaction.
I agree. Justin Jefferson will finish as the top fantasy performer.
Not an overreaction.
Yeah, no, I mean, no, it's not an overreaction. I don't know if it's, well, I guess right now, yeah, I guess it's spot on.
I'd go with spot on, not an overreaction. It's 100% possible.
Yeah.
It's time to sit David Montgomery.
Oh, that's a huge overreaction.
Think so?
19 rushes, 26 yards.
Bad O-line.
Yeah, I don't like. I'm still starting him next week, but yes, I don't know. You can still kind of run the ball in those. I mean, it was obviously a shit game. It was a freaking hurricane out there, but that's a tough one.
Realistically, he should have had a better game with how much they should have been running the ball.
Yeah,
Well, how much they did run the ball.
Eh, I mean, I don't know.
I would give him a couple more weeks.
I'm going to give it an overreaction right now, but in a few weeks.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
if he's still struggling, yeah.
Daryl Henderson is the better play than Cam Akers. Not
In
player,
fantasy?
better play in fantasy.
Right now, yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, spot on. Terry McLaurin's not the wide receiver one in Washington.
Overreaction.
Yeah, he still is.
And A.J. Dillon's the better play than Aaron Jones.
That's not an overreaction to me.
So in between for you, Troy?
Yeah.
I'd say it's pretty even.
So it's not an overreaction?
No, it's not an overreaction. No, they're just even, I think, right at this point.
There will be games when Aaron Jones has those big pass catching games.
Yeah, I think they'll go back and forth.
Yeah. We're on the box score. Aaron Jones, 5 attempts for 49 yards. Dillon, 10 attempts, 45 yards and a touchdown. And then Dillon also caught 5 balls for 46 yards, where Aaron Jones caught 3 balls for 27 yards.
Yeah, I mean it's split. I mean, it's almost like another Nick Chubb Kareem Hunt deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so not an overreaction. See how the next weeks are going to go. I think it's going to be pretty much both of them are going to be viable fantasy options every week.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, it's just tough though, because I mean, Aaron Jones put up what, like, he didn't have a big fantasy game. AJ Dillon had like 20.
20, yeah. He scored a touchdown.
I mean, yeah, exactly. So it's like the same deal with Chubb and Hunt. I mean, Chubb had the better game but didn't score a touchdown. So it looks like Hunt did really good or whatever. I mean, you're almost better off just waiting for, whichever one you have, just waiting for them to have a big game and then trading them, because you're going to be dealing with the same thing all year. It's going to go back and forth.
Yep.
I don't know if it's worth it.
Anything else you guys want to add? You guys want to add a question or discuss anything else?
I don't know. I like that though.
Yeah.
All right. Waiver wire pickups. Do we just want to do our guys that you're looking at?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, Troy, you want to start it off?
Yeah. So I only did guys that were rostered in less than 50% of the leagues. And actually, looking at my list, I only have 4 guys. Actually, all of them are rostered in less than 38% of leagues. I didn't really have them in order, but I think you guys can kind of probably get the order. I mean, I think Jeff Wilson Jr., running back for the 49ers, we kind of touched on it earlier that Debo is in the backfield. Like, if I am going to pick him up, like, say you have Elijah Mitchell and you want him, like, I guess you were kind of doing, like, running through your head with Elijah Mitchell that Debo could be in the backfield as well. But we actually saw it this past week. So, honestly, he's running back for the 49ers. Like, for some reason, that position is just cursed. But I feel like you got to grab him if you need it running back. I also have Robbie Anderson. I mean, the dude kind of went off. But he have 102 yards, touchdown, 8 targets, 5 receptions. Um, he still has DJ Moore, but if Baker Mayfield can actually give him the ball, not Sam Darnold like last year, then he could be. If you have a 10, 12 man league, like he could be a play every week if obviously that keeps up. But those are my top two. Then my 3 and 4, I have Rondale Moore and Joshua Palmer from the Chargers. Rondale Moore was hurt last week. Who was it? Dortch that kind of took his spot right there.
Yep.
I would I would assume that if Rondale Moore is healthy, he's getting those touches. I think Dortch had 7 receptions. I've never even heard of Dortch before yesterday or Sunday.
Yeah, same.
And Joshua Palmer, it's a Thursday night game, so you kind of got to grab him and make your decision before uh, on Thursday night before everyone else plays. But he last year when Keenan Allen was out, I can't remember if Mike Williams was out a little bit, but he did step up. And I don't know if it was because Keenan Allen got hurt mid game where they kind of had to like change up the game plan. He didn't really do much on Sunday. I don't have it in front of me, but I forget the guy's name that actually he caught like he caught maybe 2 or 3 passes. I don't think Josh Palmer even did. But I would assume that if they have, I guess really only a half weeks of practice, but they know that Keenan Allen is not going to play, that Joshua Palmer is going to be more active in the game plan. That's all I got.
So, guys from the Chargers, is this just because Keenan Allen's out, or is this all season?
It's because he's out. It's because he's out.
Okay. So I broke mine up into waiver wire pickups and then some guys that are maybes. So something that I look at in receivers for waiver wire pickups is I don't want guys who just had a good week, like Duvernay from Baltimore. I want guys that got targets.
Yep.
Robbie Anderson, 8 targets, caught 5 balls. He's on my waiver wire pickup. He's a good pickup this week. Curtis Samuel had 11 targets, 55 yards and a touchdown. I think I should have put this guy on maybe, but I'll save it for maybe actually. I have Jeff Wilson Jr. on here because obviously Eli Mitchell got hurt, and Wilson, when he got playing time a few years back, he was really good. I did see that they are looking at other running backs, and Marlon Mack got signed to the practice squad. So maybe he's not that dude that he used to be. So I'd be careful with that. I'd say if you don't desperately need a running back, maybe just save the waiver. And this one's going to be a surprise one. Tyler, maybe you have this guy on there. Donovan's Peoples-Jones. He did not have like a big fantasy game, but he got 11 targets. 6 catches, 11 targets, 60 yards. So obviously Brissett likes him. So it's really about volume. And then some guys that are more maybes. Rex Burkhead. Zay Jones. He had 9 targets, 6 catches, 65 yards. Jahan Dotson. He only had 5 He only had 5 targets though. So, Dontrell Hilliard from the Titans. I mean, if he's going to be involved in the passing game, he could be all right. DJ Chark had 8 targets, 52 yards and a touchdown. Corey Davis had 9 targets. And I put Duvernay on here because 4 targets was. Duvernay's someone that I would not waste a waiver on, but if he's still available after waivers are over with, which he's not going to be, somebody that you could pick up.
Good list.
Oh, and Julio too on the maybe.
Yeah.
And Taysom Hill.
Man,
Mhm.
fucking left me with nothing. Yeah, no. So my number one in every league, if he's available, is Jahan Dotson. I know he only got the 5 targets or whatever, but he's a rookie. Obviously, he has a good connection with Carson Wentz, and he just looks like a stud. Like, he has the most potential out of anybody on waivers. I feel like watching him play, he could almost be in the running for offensive rookie of the year. I think. So that's like my number one. Number two, I didn't really rank these, but Robbie Anderson. Not only did he get a bunch of targets, but he also saw 100% of the snaps. Like he was on every offensive snap of the game. With DJ Moore, DJ Moore will get his targets. Like if you're a DJ Moore owner, I am. I wouldn't worry about it. Like he's still going to get his. But Robbie Anderson is going to be a viable fantasy player still. Curtis Samuel, same deal. Got a lot of targets. Not only did he get a lot of targets, he also ran it 4 times. So, but if I have to pick between Curtis Samuel or Jahan Dotson, I'm gonna go with Dotson. Just I feel like I said, there's more potential there. I'm actually not on this Jeff Wilson hype train because of Deebo Samuel and because of Trey Lance and because of the other running backs there.
I'm less higher on him today than I was yesterday.
Yeah.
Hearing them talk about bringing other running backs in, it makes me think that he's not the same player. You know what I'm talking about? A couple years ago, he was
Yeah.
a starter and he played really well. He was
Yeah.
a fantasy starter every week.
He was. But yeah, I mean they have that dude with the 2 last names, whatever he is. And they got that other guy, Mason or whatever. And I mean the biggest problem is having Deebo Samuel and Trey Lance. Like who are you gonna give the ball to on the goal line? You need a touchdown. Are you gonna give it to Jeff Wilson or are you gonna give it to the best player on your team? So I'm not that big on Jeff Wilson. If you want to go with a running back, I don't really think there's a lot there. But if you absolutely needed somebody, it would be Rex Burkhead. Hopefully, I mean, I'm a Dameon Pierce owner. Hopefully, Dameon Pierce sees more action, gets more carries, and just pushes this guy right to the curb. But from what we saw on Sunday, I mean, how many targets and shit did this guy get?
Who, Burkhead?
Burkhead.
14 rush, 40 yards, 5 catches out of 8, 30 yards.
Yeah, so I mean that's pretty good fantasy numbers right there. So if you gotta get a running back, I would honestly rather go with Burkhead than Jeff Wilson. And then I mean those are pretty much the big ones that like I'm going after. Dontrell Hilliard, I mean, he had 2 touchdowns. He had 4 targets and ran it twice. Like he's not gonna do that again. If you want to stash him on your bench for if Derrick Henry gets hurt, I mean, this dude's gonna be a stud, but I'm not really going after him. Yeah, no, I mean that's pretty much it for me.
DJ
Those are
Chark.
guys. Yeah, I mean DJ Chark if he's available, but I don't know. I would rather get. I don't like go that far down. I'd rather get Dotson, Samuel, or Robbie Anderson.
Right.
So
I put in a few waivers today, but like I knew that we were going to talk about it and get a better
yeah,
idea. So tonight I'll make my final. Honestly, I might go for Jeff Wilson, maybe in like one league too. I don't know. I gotta look at it. I gotta look at my team, what I need. I know in one league I've got Henry and who's my RB2 in our league? Oh, Leonard Fournette.
mm,
And then I've got Dobbins and Dillon in that league. So why would I go for Jeff Wilson?
yeah,
It would be strictly to steal him from the other guy. And then I think
Right.
in Dave's league I've got James Conner and Derrick Henry. And I've got Miles Sanders on the bench, unless that's a different league.
yeah. Henry, Connor, and Sanders on the bench.
And Sanders had a good game.
He did.
So yeah, I'll make my final decisions tonight, and then part of me wants to not even put any waivers in, but I don't want to get left in the dust and miss out on somebody that could have changed my team.
Yeah, and there's always one or two of those guys the first couple weeks of the season, but doesn't necessarily have to be week one. I'm
Yeah,
on the same boat. There's not like a. I feel like every year, week one, week two, there's like the guy everyone wants. I don't really, I don't see that this year.
Last year it was Elijah Mitchell.
Yeah, yeah. Now he's hurting everyone. Well, not everyone, but his backup is might be the number one target for week going into week two. But
yeah. I
I,
mean,
I get
I feel like Jeff Wilson would be like the number one guy, right?
yeah, and like I totally get why you wouldn't necessarily want to use your number one waiver on him because he has a running quarterback. And like I said, like that game, you can't really be a judge of anything on that game because it was a monsoon. Freelance, he's going to use his legs. He still have Debo, and they are bringing in other running backs to at least try out, But right now, he probably would be like the number one waiver just because he's running back for the 49ers. And I mean, they just seem to always produce some fantasy numbers, but it's also a very cursed position because it feels like every year the 49ers have like six different running backs. But
Right. How did you guys feel about the Donovan Peoples Jones?
that was good. I did not know he had 11 targets. So he said 11.
Yeah, he was why can't I find it? Hold on. 6 for 11.
No idea he had 11 targets, and that is big. Targets. You can't just look at receptions because you gotta look at targets. I mean, see, the ball's actually going their way.
Yeah,
But
imagine if he catches 3 more of those.
yeah, exactly. He would be on everyone's waiver wire pickup.
Right. And I've always thought he was solid. He always had good games here and there, but their
Yeah,
offense is just so fucked up every year that it's like there's never a good fantasy starter on that team other than the running backs.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the problem with him is that, I mean, do you trust what you're gonna get out of Jacoby Brissett? You know?
Right. And I feel like once a new quarterback comes in, it's always like, who's their guy gonna be?
Yeah.
So was this just a week one thing? Was he just the one that was open? Or is this his guy?
It's also like the same thing with Robbie Anderson.
Right.
I mean, if Donovan Peoples-Jones, if he had a 75-yard touchdown like Robbie Anderson, we'd be saying the same shit.
true.
Right.
But
Anything else you guys wanted to add?
That's all I got.
Go Raiders.
Did you
We'll
want to
edit.
run
We'll
through
edit
this
that
week's
part out.
games?
Yeah, let me pull them up. And
Just like real quick, do the picks.
yeah. And just a reminder to all you fantasy owners out there, it's just week 1. Don't give up on your team. If you felt like you drafted a good team before the season, still keep that confidence. I mean, I struggle with that just like everybody else. I'm thinking like
Yeah.
I had a shit fantasy week this week, and I'm looking at my team like, damn, is my team like not as good as I thought? And I'm looking at other teams that I thought sucked, and they put up fucking 150 points, and I'm like, dude. But just hold on and keep that confidence in your team.
Yeah, we'll just run through these like real quick. Just give the game and make the pick and call it an episode. What's this, episode 11?
Yep. And before we get into that, just a reminder, we're on Spotify, Anchor, Twitch, and YouTube. All the links for those channels are in the info section of whatever platform you are listening to us on, including our community Discord, which we now have a few people. Hop in and give us your feedback and topics, or just talk about football.
That gets me bricked up.
All right, Chargers, Chiefs.
Chargers.
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Damn, really?
Yeah.
We going straight up. Just who's gonna win the game?
Yep.
Yeah.
Chiefs.
Fantasy. Oh, also another thing I just want to add in is Clyde Edwards-Helaire for real?
Yeah, we didn't really get to talk about that.
Is he even worth is it he had a good week 1 his rookie year too, and then he was nothing.
Yeah, he disappeared.
I don't know.
I'm not buying it.
It really surprised me though.
I'm not buying it yet.
No, not yet.
Me either.
I think whoever had him on their bench this week and starts him this week is going to get fucked.
I think so. Pacheco, baby.
Isaiah Pacheco, week 4. Pats Steelers.
Pats.
Gotta go Steelers.
I'll go with the Pats. Panthers Giants.
That's a tough game. Giants are at home. I'll give them the edge.
Yeah. That is a really tough game. I'm gonna go Giants too.
I'm going to go Panthers. Jets Browns.
Browns.
Yeah, I mean I'll go Browns, but I did see a stat. Joe Flacco 17-3 all time against the Browns. But that was on the Ravens.
I'm taking the Jets.
Really?
Yeah.
Right.
Colts Jags.
Wait, hold on. What you want to why are you taking the Jets?
Because I don't think the Browns are that good, and I think Jets coming off a loss, they're going to play tough, and I just think the Jets are going to win. I don't think the Jets are that bad.
Yeah, Robert Sala's saying he's taking receipts for anyone talking down on him.
Well, take a receipt, motherfucker, because you guys can get your ass beat.
But I also think that this could be like Browns 42, Jets like 13. Like I'm just it was
Dude,
just
this
kind
is
of
the Giants Titans game.
Yeah.
You said the Giants are gonna win. I went, what? All right.
But I also did say if I was placing a bet last week,
Yeah.
I would take the Titans.
Yeah, and that's how we should have known that the Giants were gonna win. Because we can't bet.
I know.
Yeah. All right. Anyway.
Colts Jags.
I was thinking about
Colts.
going to this game actually, but Colts.
Dolphins Ravens.
Ravens.
I'm leaning Ravens.
Yeah, you're gonna see what the Dolphins are really about.
Yeah, final answer Ravens.
Bucks Saints.
Bucks.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Bucks. Only because I don't think the Saints looked super great. because the Bucks didn't look super great either. But I gotta go Bucks.
I'm gonna go Bucks as well.
I could see the Saints winning though.
Yeah.
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 Commanders, Lions.
Lions. Easiest pick of the
Yeah.
week.
I'm picking Lions, but I do think the Commanders are gonna have a really good offensive game again.
Yeah, I have this funny feeling that the Commanders are gonna win.
I knew you were gonna say that.
I don't know. I'm gonna pick the Lions though. It gets
Did
to
you
a
watch
point
Hard
you just
Knocks?
what?
Did you watch Hard Knocks?
No, I didn't.
I started watching it last night because my buddy kept on saying, "Oh, you gotta watch it, Dan Campbell." And dude, he's not wrong. Like Dan Campbell, just watching the show, I wanted to run through the fucking wall. Like that dude will get you hyped up, man.
Yeah.
Lions. Oh yeah, Lions.
I can't pick too many upsets, it just gets to a point.
Yeah,
But I do think that Washington will look good.
that would be a good game.
Seahawks 49ers.
Niners.
49ers. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking the Niners too. I think Debo's going to have an astounding game.
Yeah. Let's see what Gino's really about.
Falcons, Rams.
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 Annihilation.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
taking
both
the
of those
Falcons.
games.
No,
You gotta be.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Rams.
I think both of those games aren't really going to be super close.
No.
Cardinals, Raiders.
Raiders.
Raiders. Texans, Broncos.
Broncos.
I legit think the Texans are winning that game.
See, I think the Texans could win too, but I also think Russell Wilson's they're probably going to come out firing.
I don't know,
I'm taking
man.
the Broncos.
They come out firing, but I just don't see how they can come out firing when they just decided to kick a 64-yard field goal instead of having a quarterback.
Yeah, that is so fucked up.
It seriously was.
Yeah.
I was loving it. I mean, like I said in the beginning of the podcast, I had Broncos -6.5. So like I knew that wasn't hitting. So then by the end of the game, I was just like, fuck the Broncos. I want them to lose.
I could see the Texans winning this game.
Yeah.
And also, Russell Wilson said that the field goal kick was the right call. He's full of shit. He does not think that.
100%.
There's no way.
I think Russell Wilson was fucked up because they booed the shit out of him, man. I think that hurt him. He was like calling what's his wife, Sierra?
Yeah.
He was calling Sierra at halftime. Oh baby, they fucking booed me. Also, dude, Geno Smith 9-0 in his last 9 games against the spread. So bet the fucking Seahawks against the spread.
Damn.
Huge DK Metcalf game.
Oh, that's a 10-point spread, dude. None of the games yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Oh yeah.
Broncos -10. None of the games last week. I think the most was, I think it was 7. There was a couple games that were 7, but -10.
Wow. Yeah, that's definitely take Texans on that.
Just want to clarify for the Seahawks game. Huge DK Metcalf game. Because we were talking about the Broncos, then then Geno Smith. I just want to clarify. I wasn't talking about the Broncos. Bengals, Cowboys.
Bengals.
Yeah, Bengals.
Bengals. Bears, Packers.
Bears. Bear down.
I want the Bears to win. I think this is kind of it's like we talked about before. This is the game where the Packers kind of had to show if they're gonna do something this year or not. So at Lambeau, I'm gonna give them the Packers. But that game I'm looking at right now, that game's also a 10-point spread. Yeah.
Put some fucking butts in.
I'm going to take the Packers as well. Which, honestly, as an NFC North guy, it actually would work out better because then the Bears would be 1-1, so would the Packers. Titans, Bills.
Bills.
I'm taking the Bills, but this game's going to be a lot closer than people think.
I agree. Titans Bills always just play good games. I don't know what the hell it is, but they play close matchups.
Yeah. Derrick Henry, definitely at least one touchdown this game.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe last game showed them that they have no choice but to run the ball.
Tannehill's gonna be running for his fucking life, though.
Do I start the Bills defense this week?
Probably. They're probably gonna sack him like 5 times.
I didn't start them last week and they played well.
Yeah.
Vikings, Eagles.
Vikings.
Really?
I knew it was coming. I heard the pause.
No way.
It's I don't know. I think there's some hype behind the Eagles, and we all know what Philly fans can do. I think that place is going to be rocking. I'm going to go the Eagles by 1 point.
Vikings.
Shocking pick.
AJ
I think
Brown's
the
not
Eagles.
going to have the game he had this past week.
No, I think the Eagles are good, but coming off playing the Lions and only winning by 3, this is not the Lions. Sorry.
Not.
It's not going to be an easy game. I'm not saying that, but
No.
we will win this game.
Also, it's Kirk Cousins in prime time. I might change my pick. No, I'm going Vikings still.
I would respect. I'm used to it, okay?
Yeah.
I'm fucking used to it. Bounce back performances.
Hopefully Cam Akers.
Um,
And Allen
that's a good
Robinson.
question.
Hopefully. Are you talking about teams?
Players.
Yeah.
Players?
Damian Harris. I hope so.
Oh, actually, I want to cover one thing before we do that. Who's the number 1 target in Denver?
Sutton. They saw it in the second half.
Yeah, I would agree.
Judy's a viable flex player, though.
He is.
Yeah,
And I wouldn't start any of their tight ends because they all get the ball.
yeah.
Yeah,
Would you?
that 83, dude. He was feeding the fuck out of him early.
Yeah,
Who is this guy?
I mean, Albert O looked good, but like,
Yeah.
if you start him next week, he could have like 1 catch and the other dudes are going to have 5.
Yeah, definitely no.
yeah. And Judy, what do you have? Like 60, 67-yard touchdown?
Yeah,
So
something like that.
Yeah. I would say, if going back to the original question, I think it's Sutton.
Bounce back performance from Derrick Henry,
Mm-hmm.
Debo,
Yeah.
Mark Andrews,
Mm-hmm.
Deontay Johnson.
Okay.
You think Allen Robinson can do something against the Falcons?
Hope so.
I have this gut feeling he's going to be ass this year now.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, so
Like
do
at the
I.
beginning of the year, I was like, yes, this guy, he's a good receiver. He's with the Rams now. He's going to be really good. And now, just after week 1, what did he get? 2 balls thrown to him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have this gut feeling that he's going to be fucking terrible. But there's no one else other than Cup. Van Jefferson when he's healthy. Odell if they re-sign him.
Well, the bottom line is that Matthew Stafford is racist.
We'll see.
uh,
Terry McLaurin.
Zeke,
Zeke.
Darnell Mooney, Dawson Knox.
DK Metcalf.
Yeah. I think Terry McLaurin would be. They're playing the Lions, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Playing the Lions, I mean, where they have Curtis Samuel and Dotson. I mean, I think we all agree that Terry McLaurin is the number one receiver. Pretty sure that was asked earlier.
Yes.
So
Yes, I did ask that.
yeah, I can see him going off.
Austin Eckler? Question mark?
What do you put up?
Like
He had
fucking
9.
10?
Oh.
Yeah, it was a subpar performance.
Joe Burrow put up 20, but expect him to have a way better game. He's not going to throw 4 picks again.
Was that a
Yeah.
yay or a nay on the Austin Eckler?
No, I hope he bounces back.
Oh, yeah, he'll have a bounce back.
Hmm.
It's going to be a high-scoring game, I think, Thursday night.
Mike Williams?
Yeesh. Can't
I
trust him.
don't know. Yeah,
I hope he sucks this year.
so do I.
I don't have him in
Fuck
any
you,
league.
Dave.
DJ Moore?
Yeah, he'll have a bounce back.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't be worried if I had him.
Kyle Pitts?
Kyle Pitts.
Is that a yes? Yeah.
He's gonna bounce back.
I mean, he's going to do better than fucking 2 points.
Yeah. I don't think he's gonna have a spectacular game against the Rams this week, but if you're looking at the remainder of the season, he's definitely gonna bounce back. He's too talented.
I guarantee James Cook will put up better than -2.
Bold take.
Damian Pierce.
God, I hope so.
I hope so as well, but I mean,
I got a feeling it's going to be the same old thing.
I
Yeah.
think so too.
I think he's a guy that got way too much hype, and we're burning for it.
Yep.
How about CD Lamb?
Yeah, that was my next thing. Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah. Cole Kmet?
No.
You don't like Cole Kmet.
No.
Cam Akers. Is Cam Akers going to bounce back?
He'll have 8 points.
All right. We'll see. I'm not starting that motherfucker. I'll start anybody but him.
Yeah, I wouldn't start Devontae Adams either.
Yeah, no, he sucks.
What?
Josh Jacobs?
I'm not starting him.
Who you guys play again? Cardinals?
Cardinals.
You could start him this week.
I just don't see it.
What about George Pickens? What's his deal this year?
He'll
He's
show up.
locked up this week.
He's gonna. I guarantee he's gonna go. People are gonna start dropping him. Week 5, and I think they play the Bills week 5. Week 6 will come around and he'll have like 2 touchdowns, like 80 yards, and he'll be like the hot thing for the rest of the season.
Is he droppable right now?
I would still keep him, but I don't know. That's a tough call.
What about Romeo Dobbs?
It's going to take him a few weeks, too.
Yeah, the only thing that's making you keep him is that he has Aaron Rodgers. That's literally it.
Sky Moore droppable?
Yes. Dobbs, I give him like 3-4 weeks, and if he doesn't show anything, then he'd be droppable for me.
All right, I got one more, and we'll get on out of here. Christian Kirk, he gonna put those numbers up every week?
And he's paid like he should.
I don't know if he's going to put up those numbers every week, but he's going to get fed like that every week.
Is he a fantasy starter lock every week?
Depends on how big your league is.
Yeah.
I don't think he is in a 10-man. Not yet.
I'm gonna go with a hard yes.
Yeah.
Like, I agree he'll get fed, but I think it ultimately just depends on the matchup. Like, who they play this past week? Commanders. You
Yeah.
know, if he has, yeah, he did great against the Commanders. Um, but I don't see it every week. I can see definitely him getting the targets every week, but that's another tough call. If I
Oh, go ahead.
final answer, I would say no, but he's paid like he should.
Yeah, he'll definitely get the targets.
Well, in Dave's league, my receivers, Jamar Chase, DJ Moore, and this week I started Elijah Moore at flex. Christian Kirk is on my bench. But so is J.K. Dobbins, Rashad Penny, Chris Olave. Is Christian Kirk a starter on this team?
I'm starting Christian Kirk at the flex.
Okay. Fair enough. I thought Elijah Moore was going to do more.
And he might this week.
He might.
Well,
But
he'll have Denzel Ward on him.
yeah, no, I'm going to start. I don't know. Christian Kirk playing Indianapolis, though, might have Gilmore on him. I don't know.
Gilmore really that guy though. Still.
He's still talented.
All right.
Yeah,
Is that it, boys?
that's all I got.
Same.
All right. Well, Troy, thank you for being our guest on this episode and the longest episode we have ever done.
Get
No
used to it.
problem. A lot to talk about.
Yes, sir. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode, the waiver wire pickups. Hopefully they work out for you. And remember to stay strong and don't give up on your team. And we will catch you guys next week.
See ya.
You guys.